build something people actually would pay for. And I'm pretty sure I've heard it 1,000 fucking times. I did so myself as well when I started out. And the thing is, people usually can't really work too much with that advice. While people actually try to validate more, they oftentimes do it the wrong way, or they do it top to bottom. I will explain that in a second. And there are a lot of issues that come along with that. So what usually happens, especially with less experienced founders, is there are two ways of how you can look for pain points in the market. You can look top to bottom and bottom to up. And most people focus on top to bottom, which means you have these big, massive problems which are super obvious, like flying to Mars, building robots, working with super high-tech AI, building another LLM, whatever, or changing the world through whatever community-wise, or protecting the environment, solar energy, whatever. There are tons of big, massive problems in the world that are real problems, but they usually take a lot of experience, a lot of capital resources, and a lot of breath as well, like a lot of time to actually get to a position where you actually make money. And this is a big issue. Just look at OpenAI. They're still trying to figure out the monetization strategy. They're penetrating the market to get a huge market share. These are the big, massive, top to bottom use cases. And yes, they are a lot of fun. They are very exciting and they give you that purpose and drive and vision. These are usually not the ones that you should start out as when you have never built a company before. So usually what people should start with, like bottom to top. So basically you try to find a teeny tiny niche, and I'm pretty sure I've heard that 1,000 times as well, but you can't imagine how much into a niche you actually can go to. So the best niches usually are those that people without industry knowledge, like of that sector, are not even aware of that pain point. So if you have worked in the energy sector in the past, I'm pretty sure you might be aware of 100 or 1,000 tiny problems which cost companies thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars. So these are oftentimes opportunities that give you way more leverage because you have the industry experience, and it's way easier to pull off because it's a tiny fragment, which means a lot less competition. You need a lot less resources to actually build the product or to validate. There are a lot less people to talk to, and the people that you actually should talk to, they are aware of the problem set as well. So there are a lot of things that you can do here, and they make it significantly easier to de-risk your business, to de-risk how much time it takes for you to actually build a real company and to get to a stage where it's self-funding through cash flow. That's what you ultimately hear is. Founders usually start with top to bottom, big massive problems, but instead they should start with these big niche, unexciting, boring problems. Then at the later point of time, expand from there. Customers, once you have them, the ones that already or really pay you, they will tell you what they else need. Then grow from there instead of coming up with your big vision, building everything and trying to make the perfect product and then nobody buys it. And I get it, depending on your industry, if you're on fintech and so on, there are different things that you can do or shouldn't do. So for example, if you need a bank to roll out your MVP, then it's definitely more difficult, but there are other ways as well, right? Where you get initial or early contact with the market, right? You, especially if you're B2C, like business to customer, consumer, you can start out with wait lists. You can engage in community boards like social media. There are a lot of things that you actually can do. And I know they're boring, they're hard, but the more you do these things, the less time you usually waste on the back end, like which means on the other stuff that actually takes a lot of time because you don't build the wrong stuff or less likely. I love the saying, the ones that understand the market the best will make the most money. Repeat that. The ones that understand the market the best will make the most money. And I think that explains it all. And if you start with a tiny problem, most likely you are able to solve that really well instead of trying